Welcome everybody. This is How to English, Teach and Learn with Gav and Em.
It's a podcast about teaching and learning English as a foreign language.
All opinions stated are personal and references will be given when necessary.
Happy birthday to you. We're doing season 3. Welcome back, Gav and Em, to How to English with Gav and Em podcast.
Yay!
Yay!
Gav, whose birthday is it?
It's our podcast's birthday.
Oh,
It's 3 years old today.
is that right?
Well, I mean, it's 2 years old, but this is the 3rd season, so
Right.
we're going to happy birthday anyway.
I'm happy to go along with you, but I think officially it's 2 years, 1 day. But happy birthday, podcast.
Happy birthday, podcast.
Blow out your candles.
Fabulous. Welcome back, Em.
Welcome back, Gav. Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. So are you excited about the new season, Em?
Absolutely. Of course I am.
And what have our followers got to look forward to this season, Em?
Loads of stuff, Gav. I think we've got some great ideas for some shows, and we have a new idea for our end of show special feature.
Teacher, teach me.
Teacher, teach me feature.
I know, we're going to sing it every time. But Em, that's for the end of the show, so
Yes.
let's talk about that later. Other things that we're very excited about, we're going to have some fabulous guests, hopefully.
Good.
And feature some wonderful teachers and learners. So I'm really, really excited about this new season.
Yeah, me too. Which brings us to our first episode of season 3. We're going to go straight in with back to school
That is the topic.
/ work.
Are you happy to be back to school/work, Em?
Yes, I am, Gav. I am. I wanted to ask you this, actually, how you felt as a kid growing up, how you felt about that first day back after the holidays.
Oh, I absolutely hated it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
I was full of dread.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I loved the holidays so much. Christmas holiday,
Easter holiday.
half term,
Summer holiday.
all of those breaks. And going back to school again was such a wrench for me.
I mean, I would cross out the days coming up to the holiday, like how many days of school I had left. But then I would sort of cross out the days of going back as well, like how many seconds I had of freedom.
Until you had to return to school.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I think I was oblivious to it. I just completely forgot everything and thought, I'm on holiday now.
okay.
I'm not going back to school ever. And then suddenly your parents say, right, back to school tomorrow.
No, crept up on you suddenly. And that is a shock, I think. That would be quite traumatic. So then you have to get your bag ready for the next day and put your uniform out on the chair.
Pack your satchel.
Yeah, I remember that feeling. I didn't like it either, but I feel sad about that because there's no reason why.
Well, hopefully, Em, our students don't feel the same.
I hope not.
They're sitting there during the holidays thinking, oh, I can't wait to get back in the classroom or back online with Gav and Em to be in their learning environment. They must be so desperate to get back to school.
Well, that sounds quite big-headed, but yeah, I hope you're right. I mean, it's nice.
Well, that's how I feel. So I sit there thinking, oh, I wonder what my students are doing. They must be, having fun. I want to hear all about it. I can't wait to get back in the classroom and catch up with them and find out what their holidays were like.
Yeah, that is good. I find myself sometimes wondering, what would that person be doing right now and how would they be celebrating? And yeah, that's definitely a positive thing. Yeah, I think after our students have a break, they probably feel a little bit, what do you think, demotivated or motivated? You're saying motivated.
I think so. I think they must be desperate to come back to their English lessons.
Yeah, but I think everybody experiences that lethargy of January.
What is lethargy? Could you explain that to us?
Feeling of tiredness, but not just tired. You're sort of just not motivated to do anything. You're feeling a bit lazy.
Lethargy. That's a lovely word. How do you spell that, Em?
Leth. lethargy. And it's not because of anything, that you could really put your finger on. I think it's just after relaxing for a while and watching TV and eating and whatever you're doing, it's that kickstart back into work or back into school, and then you've got to find that motivation again and that energy. And I don't blame anybody for having that feeling. I think that's a natural thing. So my students may not be chomping at the bit to come back and start speaking English together.
This is a very idiomatic episode today. Chomping at the bit. Is that what horses do?
Yeah, when they're ready to start running and they're just like, oh yeah, let me go. And their teeth are all like, ngang, 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 ngang.
Oh, chomping, gnawing,
Yeah.
biting.
So I'm a little bit sceptical about your idea that they come running back in to get their English again.
Is this because this is the way you feel about returning to school/work?
I could be doing that thing where I project my own emotions, which, yeah, I think we all do that too. But that's only, I think, for the first couple of days, and then hopefully you're back to the normal pace.
But we both agree that we miss our students.
Yeah, definitely.
How did you keep yourself busy during that holiday time?
How did I keep myself busy, Gav? I listened to lots of podcasts. I did some exercise. I saw my family and my friends, did a bit of shopping, watched TV, played some games. Would you add anything to that list that you did?
I think I did almost exactly the same, but also I kept up with my socials.
Yeah, okay. I didn't. I had a socials detox.
Oh, lucky you.
Yeah, well, you're the one that's doing the admin for this show.
That's true. But I enjoyed it. Lots of fun. Coming back to school, tell us about your schedule.
Quite light, which is nice. Not quite as full on as it was last year.
Is that because you lost a lot of students, Em?
That's a very personal question, Gav.
What's the return rate like in percentile?
It's not about that. No.
Did you fire them?
No. I had a little bit of a company switch.
Oh.
An old switcheroo.
Right.
So I went from quite a heavy timetable to a slightly more relaxed one.
Aha. Starting slower this year.
Yes, which again is a little bit harder sometimes to get the full speed back because, well, I prefer it that way. Mm-hmm. I'd rather do it that way than a big sort of shock to the system.
Do you think that might build up over the year?
Maybe.
Okay,
maybe.
Kind of ebbs and flows.
A little, yeah. Yeah, time of year as well.
Did you like that expression? I used ebbs and flows.
Ebbs and flows, like a river.
Do rivers ebb and flow?
Yeah.
I thought you needed to have a tide to ebb and flow.
Well, that is a river. They come from the sea. They do ebb and flow. I don't know, ebbs as in it goes up and down a little bit with the amount of water. It ebbs and flows.
Ebbs and flows, like a tide.
Yes.
So rising, falling.
Yeah.
Over the academic seasons.
That's right. Yes, it does depend when, after the summer is always a bit more work. And you, Gav, what about your timetable?
It hasn't changed particularly. There's one or two stragglers who have kind of fallen along the wayside. I'm using some really difficult language today. What was going on?
I don't know. You've been on holiday.
I've been on holiday, and there are one or two students who have not returned just yet, but I have received some WhatsApp saying, hey, I'm coming back. Don't panic. I'll be there soon.
So this is maybe because you're online now, that your connection isn't maybe quite as strong with these people?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something to think about when you're online because you don't have that face-to-face contact and that way, that looking in the eye. See you on the 4th of January next year. You just get it in a message or you've said it at the end of a lesson, but it's not so concrete. Because I do think after that holiday, they feel a little bit like maybe I don't need English anymore sometimes.
Oh, I hope not.
No, I hope not too, but let's be realistic. It can happen.
Have you made any changes this year, Em?
Not so far, Gav, no. I think I'm okay.
Just your new companies or...
I'd already changed before the break, so I'm carrying on as I was. No major changes, which is quite nice.
Any New Year's resolutions?
Never make them. Do you ask your students this question? Is this your first lesson after the new year?
I know they give me the same face, like, oh, just stop asking that question.
The eye roll. I think, yeah, it's great if you do. And I mean, you could talk about it forever if you do. But my conversation usually goes, do you make resolutions? And they say, no, I know, I'd never keep them. And I go, no, you're right. That's the same for me. Right,
I find that some of them make New Year's resolutions in December.
Do you? Okay. Does that work out for them?
Yeah, I think it's a bit better if you don't put too much pressure on yourself in the new year and your expectations too high, then perhaps it's easier to continue.
Yeah. Yeah, it just sounds like so many lessons I've had. You just break it down into manageable chunks and you have a goal that you can reach per week. You don't just think of it as a big, overwhelming thing. Yes, Gav. Do you make resolutions?
Not usually.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah, that wasn't a great question, was it?
It can be. I wouldn't not ask it. I just think it's a bit of a dead one if you don't.
You never know.
You never know. You never know.
Something might come out of it.
Yeah.
Although,
What?
saying that, I've just remembered, I did say to myself at the beginning of the year, I should prepare better for my group classes. Because I noticed last year there was a bit of, what was that word that you used about lack of enthusiasm and a bit of tiredness towards something?
Lethargy, Gav?
There was a little lethargy in my group classes, and I noticed they were very happy to chat, very happy to do the grammar when I told them to. We were doing some case studies and stuff like that, but I just really wanted the lessons to be a little bit more organised. So this year, I'm going to plan much better.
In what way?
I'm going to prepare specific lessons around grammar points or vocab points or some case studies that are very specific, and we'll go from A to B to C to D in the lesson, and we won't improvise quite so much.
Okay, I agree with that. I need to do that too. I think I've got some groups where it's not quite working, and I think I need more activities and more kind of direction.
Yeah, exactly. More focused lessons. That's what I felt was missing maybe from my group lessons.
Get the pace up a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, I think I just made a resolution there. Gav, do you think it's beneficial to have a break for an English learner and teacher?
That is a fabulous question. I think yes. They should have little breaks.
With absolutely no practice, no input?
Oh, no. I thought you meant from us.
Well, it was a general question, but I wonder just if it's a good thing to actually have a complete break from learning and then you're fresher when you come back, or if you're rusty when you come back.
I can see the benefits of taking breaks, because if you look at intensive courses, I think it's really hard for you to absorb that much language and to develop your skills that quickly. So maybe spreading the course over a longer period or having breaks between courses could be a chance for you to
process it.
To process it, that's it. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah. I think a lot of the time my students come back with ideas, which is good. Because like you just said, you thought about your group lessons and you thought maybe it's not going quite as well as it could. So what can you do to change that? Unless you have that distance and that time away, I think you don't have those ideas as easily. So I think for my own benefit, it's good. I reflect more in the break, and I hope my students do too. And I think this week I've had a few ideas. My students have said, well, can we do this? And I was thinking about this, and that's normal. So I think it's quite a good thing.
That's a really good point. But they also still spend a lot of their free time watching TV series and watching films in English. So I don't know if they ever really take a break. But I see what you mean by taking a break from the academic side.
Yeah.
Gives them a chance to reflect.
A short break, I would say. Anything more than sort of a month would be detrimental.
Yeah, I think a month's a really long time, Em.
All right, yeah. So a couple of weeks is okay. Yes.
But even if they're only having one lesson a week, taking a break from that is, I don't know, it seems like a long time.
Yeah, I feel when I'm learning something, I need to keep maintaining that pace, and if I don't, then I'll forget something. So it's that pressure is there, but I think stop-start can work for you.
Learning is often fluctuating, so it's more intensive sometimes and then more chilled out other times.
Yeah,
That's a great question.
thank you.
Have you got any more questions?
I think I'm done. I've made a note and I'm not sure what it means. Making new friends online. What does that mean?
Well, I guess during the break you could make some new friends
Yeah, I don't think I meant that.
if you wanted to socialise in English.
Yeah, there's a good opportunity. I think I was thinking more about people that were online. Who's online out there? Are you going back to...
Everybody's online.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean teaching, learning. Are there people staying online, or do you think people are going back to the sort of face-to-face lessons now?
Oh, I like the way you've connected back to school with, are people actually going back into the classroom,
Yes.
or are they staying online?
Yes.
Oh, I like that. That was very clever, Em.
Yeah, because I felt it was a temporary situation working online, but I've realised it might not be temporary.
That sounds like a whole show in itself.
Could be. Yeah, maybe we should go into that a bit more.
Answering your question, Em, I would like to go back to face-to-face teaching, but as a freelancer who often travels to different countries, it's more difficult to find face-to-face students and groups. So online, I can be anywhere in the world and still keep teaching.
Yeah. Well, previously I had all of my groups and students that I had actually met, and then we went online, so we transitioned. There was that connection. But now I'm only teaching online, and I haven't met any of the people in real life.
Really?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's working. I'm seeing now how that will be, and that is a different relationship. But so far, it's not really. I feel like the rapport is there.
It's not really what?
Different from meeting people and then, going onto a computer. It's working out. I just don't know about maintaining that, whether that's possible.
I know what you mean, but these days, often courses run for 10 classes, or maybe you've got a 20 class block or contract with the group. So maybe it's all temporary, Em. Maybe life is temporary.
Well, no maybe about it, Gav. It definitely is temporary. But yeah, I just have to shift my perspective a bit and teach a bit differently. I think that's the other thing. I never get to teach the same way. I just think, all right, now I've done that kind of teaching, I can do that. And now I'm doing something different. And I keep thinking eventually I'll get to a point where I can just relax and go with that style. But it's just changing all the time.
Wow. Well, as you say, you're comparing now. You're comparing the online to the in-person, and maybe the future will be one or the other, or perhaps a combination of the two.
Could be. Never know.
Okay. Well, Em, we are definitely back to school.
Yes.
Season 3, Episode 1.
/work.
Now, I know that you want to know what Teacher Teach Me is all about.
Of course I do, Gav. Before we start on this new feature, I'd like to just say to everyone, thank you for the music, because last year's special feature was incredible.
Absolutely. Em, let me tell you a little bit about the new feature.
Go ahead.
It's called Teacher Teach Me. Now, we don't own this. If anybody else owns this, then we apologise and please get in contact with us. Oh, talking of getting in contact with us, Em,
Yeah.
do you want to put a call out?
For...
Contributions?
Yes, please. Anybody who has a teaching point they would like to share, teachers or students, if you've found a way of teaching it that's engaging or that is just really clear and comprehensive, please send it to us. We'll add you to the show.
Wow. So what we're looking for is a little demonstration, like a mini lesson on a specific grammar point or language point or some vocabulary. It could be phrasal verbs. It could be whatever you want to teach. And this is not only for teachers, but also for learners. If there's something that you learnt and you thought, oh, it's a great way to share this, then we would love to add it to our show.
How long does it have to be, Gav?
I think up to 3 minutes, but I haven't tried this yet,
That's
so
reasonable.
I'm going to do a demonstration.
Of course, you should try it first
I should.
yourself before you expect other people to do it.
Because it might be impossible. And also, you have to remember, it's got to be spoken. So there's no pictures, there's no bits of paper. Oh,
It's a good challenge, I think,
It
to
is.
try and do that in 3 minutes. What a great idea for, teachers and learners to say it in a way that is very fast.
yeah.
Go for it, Gav.
Well, as you probably already know, I tend to do things a little bit off the cuff,
Yes.
spontaneously. So I probably wouldn't say to the student, right, now we're going to do some grammar.
No.
I would just simply start talking about something. I was thinking, Em, that you used to have a lot of face-to-face classes and you used to travel all over the city. You used to schedule your timetable in a very specific way. Is that right?
Yes, I think so. Used to. What's used to?
Used to. Things that you did regularly in the past but you don't do now in the present?
Yeah. So I had lots of face-to-face lessons.
But instead of saying had, say I used to.
And it's the same?
I used to plus infinitive. It is the same. For regular things that you did in the past but you don't do in the present.
Okay.
So what did you used to do?
I used to have lots of face-to-face lessons.
Anything else that you used to do?
I used to give them lots of paper to put together.
Or slips of paper?
Yeah.
Did you used to cut them up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can't do that now.
No, unless you email it, they print it out, and then you ask them to cut it up.
Possibly. May be a bit difficult. Not necessary.
Is there anything that you didn't do in the past, but now you do because you're an online teacher now?
I didn't wear pyjamas.
At all?
I mean, during the day.
Oh,
I didn't wear pyjamas during the day.
or when you were teaching?
Yeah.
Ah, is that sort of semi-casual business pyjama wear?
Yeah. So can I say I used to wear formal clothes?
Yes. And then if you think about what you do now that you didn't do in the past, you can say, I didn't used to.
So I didn't used to wear pyjamas.
That's it, you got it, and it's plus infinitive. That's brilliant.
Now I do.
That's it.
Now I'm business from the waist up.
So was it difficult transferring all your students to online?
No, it was easy.
Oh, no complaints, no technical hitches?
But yeah, there's some technical hitches actually. You're right, that's a problem sometimes. Headphones, internet connection. So I didn't used to have technical problems.
When you met face to face?
Yeah,
Ah, but now you do from time to time?
yeah.
Ah, so is it now normal for you to teach online
Yes,
using which platforms?
every one, I think. Skype, WebEx, Zoom,
Teams?
Teams, Microsoft Teams, yeah.
Whereby?
Google Hangouts.
Wow, that's amazing. And you got used to them very quickly?
Ooh,
It became normal for you
okay.
very quickly.
So this isn't about the past now.
No, so now we're talking about a situation that became normal for you.
Yeah. So I got used to it.
I got used to now gerund. I got used to teaching online. I got
ING,
used to
gerund, ING.
That's it.
I got used to wearing pyjamas all day. I got used to... Can I say it future? I will never get used to having technical problems.
You can, because you're a very advanced student.
Okay.
But there are some things that are completely normal for you that you think, now when I connect to my students, I'm not worried that they might be late for the lesson or they might notice that I'm wearing pyjamas. You completely got used to this situation.
Yes. Can I take away got and just say I am used to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am used to wearing pyjamas. In gerund.
Gerund again, very good.
Just felt right. I am used to wearing pyjamas.
Anything else that you're used to?
Yeah, I'm used to using my... I'm used to using my laptop every day for teaching.
Aha. With all your files on there so you can access them when the student says, what's this used to, teacher?
Yes.
And you say, well, let me just show you a nice worksheet. We can work through this together.
Yeah. So I used to use paper. But now I'm used to using my laptop.
Wow.
I think we can drop the mic there, Gav.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think you nailed it.
You nailed it.
Congrats. So just to reflect, we used to plus infinitive for what situation, Em?
Past states, habits that are not true now.
And didn't used to?
Well, the same, but negative.
So we're reflecting on the past from the present, saying things that we didn't do in the past, but we do now.
Yeah.
Didn't used to plus infinitive. Get used to?
Something that wasn't normal but is normal now.
That's it. So it became normal for you. So get used to plus
Gerund.
which is verb ing.
But it's also more about the process of becoming normal, isn't it? I think get.
It suggests that there was something that was difficult and now it's completely easy and normal for you. And what was your example? Get used to? Wearing pyjamas all day?
Yes.
And then finally, to be used to, as you introduced, was to say that something is completely normal. So comparing it to get used to, maybe get was difficult. I got used to this situation, but it was difficult. But to be used to it just means it's normal for me now.
I think get does suggest the process a little bit more.
Cool.
Good.
Thanks, Em.
Two-way teaching there. So just as an example, that's not the way you have to do it. You don't have to have a student-teacher thing going on. You can just explain a grammar point or vocabulary, or you can just explain a word that you've learned. Just somehow give us the information in a way that you think is interesting, useful, fun, memorable, whatever you want. We're really happy to receive your ideas.
That's it. And I had an advantage because I had a very good student. Well done, Em.
Teamwork, Gav. Teamwork.
So unless you've got anything else...
No, I haven't. I'm out. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm out too. I'm out of the door. Thanks everybody for listening. Check us out on our socials. Go to Instagram. Send us some more lovely messages, and we will maybe do some shout outs next time because we've had such nice comments from our lovely, lovely friends and community on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Check us out.
Catch you next time, Gav.
See you next time, Em. Thanks a lot.